Good evening, Bram Epstein. Welcome to late night. No, it's not a late night variety tonight. It's a Thursday expose right here with BurgStudio. How are you keeping?
You know, man, just trying to get things to go here, but now we're doing pretty good. Just been writing music, hanging out, just figuring out this new space that we're in with all the weird, regulations, shutdowns, all that. I think we talked about that last time, but it's been, just you got to do what you got to do. You got to make your way through, and just got to keep positive.
Yeah, man, as you did. Jesus. We're going to talk about Fear and Power in a little bit. I don't want to give it all away just yet for those of you that have not heard it. But, yeah, man, how long has it been since you've been on my show? A couple of months? 3 months? 4 maybe?
Must have been, yeah, because we had Parasitic came out, I think, the 24th of July. So I think I was on your show maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that. So, yeah, it's been quite some time. Yeah, we were in the middle of Plaguecast during that time. We also were doing the new recordings for the new songs. When we spoke, we were getting into the third and fourth song recordings. We've already done the drums for those. We have to do the actual guitars and bass vocals for those. But coming 2021, there will be some more tracks dropping. So there's always stuff working. At the pace that we can do it with, the guys' schedule, my schedule, just everything going on. The guys, Jackson and John, the other guys in the project, they've been getting busier and busier, which is great to see that there is at least one of the music industry aspects is still doing well. Everybody's recording now because that's really all they can do. But yeah, Jackson and John, they're just months in advance booked with work, which is great for them. So.
That's awesome, man. And these are still the same people that were with you from Parasitic.
Yes, yeah. The only thing that's different now is that the guy who mastered it the first time, Taylor Larson, he did the first track, but then just according to schedule, we actually switched over to Chris Crummett, which he actually produces Dance Gavin Dance, and he's worked with a lot of really big bands in the metalcore, deathcore scene. So it was really cool to have him master this track because it was definitely it was edited and recorded to be a more radio sounding song opposed to Parasitic, which was just super brutal and heavy. This one, also is brutal and heavy, but it definitely has a better balance across the board to accent those kind of more like radio sounding instrumentals with the even more dark lyrics behind them,
So much, man. God damn it. I want to talk about Fear and Power now, but I think what we should do before we carry on with the new track, how's about we play our listeners tonight your first track, Parasitic. What do you think about that?
I mean, brother, I think it'd be a great idea, just for all those country fans out there that love sitting back, cracking open a beer, and just watching the sunset. I think Parasitic's going to be a great one for them.
Oh, yeah, man, definitely. What's the time there right now? It's, 3 p.m.? Is it? No?
It sure is. It's time to listen to some death metal, man. That's what time it is.
God damn, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that from Bram Epstein from Global Plague. This is their first track called Parasitic. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first track by Global Plague tonight, and also the first track released, Parasitic. So I see that, well, for those of you that didn't know, myself and Bram are having a Zoom call for YouTube recording and editing later on. And I see that he just stepped out real quick, and we've got the band manager, Mr. Joey Baducci. How's it, John?
Yes, it's Joey Baducci. Yes.
Sorry. My South African pronunciation is absolute utter shit.
It's okay. Just don't ever do it again. But yes, I am Joey Baducci. I manage the band. All these idiots wouldn't know how to tie their shoes and walk straight without me. So, this is something that I make sure that I always do with every band I work with. I take the money, I take the royalties, I take the copyrights, and then I leave them. Usually that's what I do. That's just the music biz. But no, I've cut off all my hair. I used to have luscious locks. They're now donated to people who can't grow pubic hair down in the region. So that's what it's being used for now. Back in New York, people, they're cold. Wintertime's coming through, and you gotta have some hair down there.
Yeah, man, keep the nether regions warm, especially in the New York winters, eh?
You know it, brother.
Yeah, nice shirt you got on there, Mr. Baducci.
Yes, it's so nobody can see my eyes because they're empty. There's nothing in them.
Nice, I like that, man. That shoots straight to the point.
Now let me ask you something here, France. I noticed that you're a guy of high tastes. You've got some good fashion here. What can you describe to the people who might be listening right now, or will see the video later? What are you wearing, and what do you have all over your jacket there? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, first things first, right? If you have a look at my cap, you'll see it's the Mighty Slayer. And then I've also, tonight I'm sporting a, Buried by My Heartache t-shirt. And over my Buried by My Heartache t-shirt, I've got my very well-known battle jacket. And if you have a look over here, there's a bit of Venom. On my right shoulder, there's a bit of Motorhead. On my chest, there's Motley Crue. We've got some Demi Borgir. What else? We got some Lamb of God, some more Slayer battle patches. Got some Manowar. Do you know who Manowar is? Do you have that kind of culture in New York?
Yes, usually men of war. We've got the army, we've got the navy, we've got the Marines. Just people who go out there and they fight for the good fight for the U.S. We know those people. Yes.
Different kind of people, but cool, man. Cool. You'll see. I'm also sporting a bit of a Chaos Doctrine pin badge, and then my battle jacket back patches, the former Lamb of God, not the stuff from now. I'm not the biggest fan of the new Lamb of God.
Things have definitely changed. I actually am wearing a Lagudi of Duty shirt right here. Those guys, they're about 50 years old. They need Aspa cream all around their knees and their elbows to make sure they're not falling apart. But, they still go out there and they rock it every single day. Mr. Randy Bly, he's a pencil, but he is going up there just shooting out the demons from his stomach. You got John Campbell. He's the wizard from Lord of the Rings. He's about 7,000 years old, all white hair. And then you got those two jamokes on guitar that are just fiddling and diddling it over there while they got that new guy, Art Cruz, just kicking those drums straight to hell,
Man, he's a good drummer. I will not deny that. He's a really good drummer. Even though Chris Adler's shoes were very big to fill, he does the drums justice indeed.
Yes, and that's in a figurative sense because Chris Adler's about 5'2". and that might be, that's a U.S. measurement. I don't know what the metrics would be over there in South Africa, but he's a little god gnome. I'm pretty sure his beard was longer than my hair. So.
Yeah, in South Africa, in the metric system, 5'2" would be shit short.
That sounds exactly right. That sounds like the medical diagnosed term.
Brilliant. So how is it that you came to sit in Bram's chair tonight while we were playing Parasitic?
Oh, I just usually what I do is I take a laser pointer, I point it at the wall. He runs like a cat, so it's pretty easy to get him distracted. I wanted to make sure that I sat down here just to let you guys know that Global Prague, they're doing their thing. They're making the music. Jackson's out there. He's still eating Slim Jims. John's out there. He's flying through space playing guitar solos. They're doing all the things they need to be doing. I just wanted to sit down here because I'm clearly the face of the band. There's not really that many good-looking guys in it. Usually in a band you got some rock stars, but little Joey had to come in there, show some flair. There's a reason why I'm in front of the camera and they're screaming in their cars.
You see, and now with your hair being nice and tidy and short, man, you one sexy mofo.
I know this. You don't have to tell me. I know this. But thank you. It's good to hear some reassurance here.
Wonderful. Anything for you, Joey?
I'm starting a pizza shop. It's gonna be in a bus. What you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your own plate. You're gonna wash it. You're gonna wash your hands. You're gonna say hi to my mother, and I'm gonna serve you a piece of slice. It can be either mozzarella. It's gonna be portadelli. It's going to be prosciutto. Anything you want. It's from the streets, and if you don't buy it, I'll find you and I'll knock on your door and I'll give you some reason and persuasion, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, man. I can't wait to you. Not to you. I can't wait for you to come knock on my door right over there and bring me some of your mama's pizza.
Yep, I'm just gonna jump on a boat, get over there in about 2 months.
2 months. If the winds are blowing in the right direction, that is.
I got a guy. Don't worry. I'll take care of the winds. I'll just be ready for me to be there. I got a guy.
Make that call. Go see us someone. So, Joey, while I've got you here, right? Let me read some shout outs that wasn't intended for you, but hey, you're the man.
It's clearly, it wasn't aimed towards me. It's coming my way though. It's just I'm a magnet for success. Let's let him roll.
Oh no, Joey, what a cat, man. Canning myself. Well, there is one directed at you, Joey. Mr. Kenneth Hughes.
Good.
One of the best guitarists you'll find here in South Africa. Right, he says, Joey, what a cat, man. Canning myself here. We've also got Nina Blom. Awesome, guys. Just wanted to say, love the music tonight. Well, Nina Blom, stay tuned. You're going to hear a whole lot more. We've also got another Kenneth that says, a shout out to Bram. The new track is a monster. We've got Dr. D from Chaos Doctrine. Stay tuned for some Chaos Doctrine soon. Brand new music video being released on the 27th of November. Father Grigori. And Corne Behrens saying insane stuff. Headbanger here in my room, wishing I was at a show listening to my big bro. And that refers to Mr. Drickus Behrens from my Columbine, my previous guest. So, are you a cat? What kind of cat are you, Joey?
People on the streets, they call me a cool cat, stray cat, alley cat, bing bada boom cat. It's whatever you catch me at. If you're catching my hands or you're catching some bills, whatever our business is, I'm gonna be a cat of some type. I got claws and I scratch.
Tell us more about your role in Global. How did you pronounce the name earlier? I think you're misguided in your pronunciation. Global Plague, not.
Global Plaque? Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think that dummy's coming back here. Let me grab him real quick.
Grab him. The dummy. All right, so I believe that Bram Epstein is coming back. And hey, Bram.
Hi. Hi. Yeah,
hey,
sorry,
welcome back, dude. Fucking Joey. What? Did you at least catch the laser pointer? Did you catch the green dot?
I've had him move at least 3 different times. I don't know how he keeps finding me. I had to kick him out. The police finally came, so he's gone. He is our manager, but yeah, he always carries around a box knife, and I'm usually terrified every time I'm around him. So, but you know, he makes sure that our music's good. So there's an even balance for it.
There is, and look, I feel a lot less intimidated by him with the shorter hair. Let me tell you this.
Yeah, no, he looked like he was a mix between Danzig, the dude from Typo Negative, and just a straight up serial killer. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, when you see Joey a bit later, tell him I say thank you for his time. Appreciate it.
Well, he has one phone call from prison, so he'll be able to give you a call.
Wonderful, wonderful. You've got my details. Let him send it over, or send it over to him. Get in touch.
Okay.
Bram, let me get my notes, because as you know, I'm old school. I use paper still. I don't use a screen to read my stuff.
It's good. It's better for your eyes, man. My eyes are falling apart from looking at screens all the time. You can't see from this angle, but I've got my big main computer, this computer, my phone. I mean, there's just... I'm actually currently looking into a camera, which probably is also destroying my brain. You know, good things.
Yeah. Kill the screen time, man. Kill the screen time.
Trying my best. Unfortunately, that's my job, though, so I have to always be on it.
But that's it, man. That's it. Somewhere there, you need to compromise your longevity versus your longevity. So just live long and prosper.
I'm going to get that quoted and put on a placard in my wall in my room. I'll put it right above my bed. I'll put a quote from you. Just every day I'll be like, you know what? I'm throwing my phone in the garbage.
There we go. Chuck it. But keep some things so we can stay in touch. Okay.
For sure.
Back to Global Plague. The song we're here for tonight, and let me tell you, it's one hell of a song. It was... I wish I had the words to explain how I felt when I heard it, especially with Luke's addition to the clean vocals in Fear in Power. Right. Run us through that kind of, I don't want to say metanoia shift, but run us through the shift of just doing the heavy, harsh vocals and bringing this beautiful, angelic man's voice into Fear and Power.
Yeah, so I think I've talked about this process before, but every time we do a song, it starts with the instrumentals, then vocals come. So, I didn't have the idea for the song to be about what it's about until I heard the full thing together. But this song was definitely more collaborative than Parasitic, because Parasitic I wrote the whole thing like 2 years prior to us recording it. And then when we went in to go record with Jackson, they helped rearrange it and kind of add a couple different things to it. But Fear and Power is a compilation of a bunch of different riffs that I had from different demos that I made that we then made into one coherent song. So it actually trades off parts. So it goes from that intro riff, which I don't know if you caught this, but the intro riff is only played in the beginning and the end, but it never comes back in any part of the song. So that intro riff, I've had that actually since I've been about 14 years old. That was like one of the first heavy riffs I've ever written, and I never applied it to a song, and now it's finally in like the right song. But it goes from that to then, the guys, John and Jackson, both come from progressive metal backgrounds, so they love just kind of messing with things, ebb and flows, dynamics. And for me, one of my favorite bands is Tool, and they're just, the kings of dynamics. So we're like, well, we were talking about it, like, either you can just keep going heavy, heavy, heavy the whole way through and make it super brutal, or you can like ebb and flow it and kind of really like bring out the fullness of the song. So it goes from that crazy intro riff to then John made this crazy like the da 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 da, and like the transition into the clean part. That was all John. Actually, even the bass parts are played by John. So like I only played half of the song and then he played the other half. And yeah, they wanted to bring in just a really cool, different element to really kind of throw things for a loop. Fans, most of our fans have loved it so far. When it comes to playlisting, it's been tough with playlisters, and I knew it was going to be, because it's definitely a very dynamic shift throughout the whole song. There's a lot of things that happen. But like musically, I think it's a lot of fun, and it's something that we wanted to try out, and I think it's something that's good for us because it can attract new people that maybe didn't want to listen to the full heavy stuff all the way through and needed that extra, those calm spots to really accent then the pre-chorus, the chorus, the solos. So It's a collaborative effort. I talked about this in the beginning. But yeah, with Global Plague, like I want this to be as much as those guys' songs as it is mine. So, when I brought it to them, they're like, let's try this. And I'm like, yeah, man, that sounds badass. Like, I didn't have it in mind to put the clean parts, but when I heard it, I'm like, yeah, that's a really cool transition and shift. And it really helps bring things together and really, even things out. But they did that clean part, we were discussing, we're like, all right, well, are you going to scream over that? Or are we going to have someone sing over it? And I was like, I don't really think it would make any sense for me to scream over that. Because, some people's screaming vocals, they can kind of tone them back and do, like, some effects. But that section of the song, is those clean parts are just too long to have, like, a weird effect. It would just kind of get lost in translation. And also, like, I wanted a singer to come in because, like, it's just such a pretty, like, it's a pretty but, like, creepy part. And Luke is a friend of Jackson and John's. He actually had a couple bands prior. He's doing his own solo stuff now, but his previous bands were Eritic and Betray. I think it's Betray the Martyr, something like that. But Eritic was the one that John was in, Jackson played drums on. And yeah, Luke's an amazing powerhouse vocalist. He actually does screams too. He does like some Opeth type death growls. So he did some of those. They're very low in the mix, but he's in some of the backing screams. So that really helped fill that out, as well as his clean singing voice, which he can belt, and he's just an amazing vocalist. So. His new stuff's really cool. It's definitely like very kind of Deftonesy, kind of like atmospheric metal rock, kind of more prog rock. But yeah, man, that's really how the song came about. And but then once we had that dynamic, that's where like the meaning behind the song and the lyrics came through. Was with when it comes to war, genocide, all the crazy things that go on, and not just like impoverished countries, but even like at like just levels of government corruption, because it's not just about like bombings and stuff like that. It's a big part of it, but like you've got government corruption, you've got like families turning on each other. And actually, with the promotion of the song, I made a series of posters to promote it with the lyrics of the song. And one of them has all these soldiers with targets on their faces, and also like the dictator has a target on its face. So like it's no one's safe. Like even if you're at the top or the bottom, like when you're in those like corrupt government worlds. I mean, I've never been in one like that, but like from learning from history, I mean, no one's safe. Even at the top, people are getting executed left and right. So. Having those crazy dynamics of super heavy to super clean really illustrates the dramatics of how like life in those countries can be. So yeah,
it's deep, man, and it's something that's coming forward more often. I mean, if you don't mind me just going away from Global Plague for a moment, but Kill Frenzy's brand new track Blood for Blood, as well as The Burning's Blood for Freedom. Funny enough, Blood for, but it's both tracks about genocide, not just in South Africa, but all across the world, like you just mentioned. And yeah, you are a target at any given time of the day, kind of vibe, And yeah, a lot more, and I see it every day. A lot more of these, shall I say, lyrically inspired or real life event inspired lyrics comes through. And yeah, dude, it's it's great that people are starting to speak up about it and pushing it forward and outward to the world for that awareness also.
Yeah, some of my favorite bands are like Thy Art Is Murder, Lamb of God, Black Dahlia Murder. I mean, maybe not Black Dahlia, because a lot of their songs are just so like over the top, but like Lamb of God, Thy Art Is Murder, Fit for an Autopsy. If you really read into their lyrics, they're trying to either bring things up or make a change or document things that are going on. And that's what I wanted to do from the start was, I mean, like you can have your, your fuck you song where you want to, just like be super brutal and all that, which is cool. Like I like those songs too. Like I love like bands like Kubla Khan and like those hardcore bands that are just super brutal. But I wanted the lyrics to have imagery and meaning that it transcends time, whether it's something we're talking about now or talking about in 1,000 years, it'll always be there. I really think history is important and interesting. So it's something that I want there to be a bigger, deeper meaning. And we talked about this too. Like, I don't want it to be too literal either. I mean, there's plenty of things in the song that you can correlate to, not just like those insane, crazy, government corruption type things. I mean, there's even more like on a simpler level, just like people, like, going behind your back, or like no one's safe from, like your secrets aren't safe, or, like maybe someone might not be the same person they are a week from now. So, and actually the third and fourth songs, there's already some lyrical concepts made, because we have the instrumentals. If you wanna get a little sneak peeking exclusive, but yeah, the third track talks about just people with egos over the top that are just all about themselves, narcissism, especially in the day of digital media. You see it just being abused over and over with people with their social media pages and all that. And it's not just about that, but it's mainly just about people who are just so full of themselves. That's track number 3. And then track number 4, I'm super excited about, because
same with me, man. Same with me. I'm excited for 3 and 4.
Yeah, the fourth one is I'm trying to push it in a more cinematic kind of way. We definitely, like, if you thought Fear and Power was like a decent change of pace, like the fourth track's really gonna have some things you're like, all right, well, this was a whole nother direction too. But yeah, there's a lot of things I want to incorporate, a lot of like synths, strings, voices, all kinds of just atmospheric, cinematic stuff. But that song's actually about reincarnation, but for selfish reasons. And I won't say much more about that one. That one I'm really excited for, because I already have the intro lines to that. And every time I do that, like, I am spent for the session. So like, vocally, it'll be the most demanding song out of the 4, and probably the most emotional and the most like energy needed to do it. So, yeah.
All right, love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard that first year with France Planet on Thursday Expose. Thank you, Bram, for I know you hold on to your music very tightly, so I appreciate you sharing that with us already. What is your launch date idea? Have you got a rough idea of when we can expect these tracks, or at very least the third track?
Yeah, so the third and fourth are both being worked at the same time, which is nice. But for the remainder of the year, since we have the holidays coming up, in terms of like going back in the studio, I won't be back in the studio until January. So realistically, the third track, maybe end of February, March. It could be sooner, it could be later. It's just a matter of the guys that I work with are just so busy, and also these songs they take a lot to make sure they're right. We take our time, we make sure that everything is exact. The nice thing is that we've already gone through the process of writing it and getting the drums down. So it's more of just how long it takes for me to do the guitars, vocals, for John to do the guitars, and then big things mixing and mastering, just because that then falls back to the engineers. And like I said, Jackson's just super busy. So, but he's making time for it. They're both very excited about it. We have fun every time we're in the studio. It's really grown into our friendships have really grown a lot, because I've only known these guys since the start of it. So, which was 4 months ago. Or at least like really became friends with them. So it's been really cool to see both the songs progress and our friendships grow with it too, because I can see them being more and more excited about what we're doing as we move along. But yeah, so springtime next year is probably when the third track will drop. I've had plenty of people ask me, they're like, when's the full album coming? I'm like, man, I wish I could go in there and just knock that out, but someone's got to pay for that stuff, and it's
exactly that, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think moving forward though, my idea is I want to try to at least knock out 2 songs at a time every time I go in, just to keep things rolling, just knowing their schedule, and with my own personal life, things are shaping up business-wise and also job opportunity-wise, so I'll have more funds to keep putting into the project. Right now, things are a little light, so, But no, I'm doing things as I can. I think 2021 is gonna be a great year in the sense of us making more music because everything that needs to be happening will all be moving in the same direction. So.